There existed a period when this silver destroyed 90% of people in merely 2 months. What? When did this occur? January 1979. Silver was merely under $6. But then within merely 1 year, on January 17, 1980, silver went directly from $49 to around $50 an ounce, meaning almost 8 times, precisely. People initiated stating, "Inflation is coming, the dollar is collapsing. Silver is the genuine currency." But this elevation wasn't natural. The Hunt brothers were behind this. He's the son of America's wealthiest oil billionaire. But why the silver? Inflation had crossed 13–14% in the 1970s, and by 1971, the dollar had also become delinked from gold. There was no trust in both the dollar and gold, hence silver. Oh, they accepted command of physical silver plus silver futures in the stock market. That too by accepting leverage from banks. Leverage, in simple terms, is making a larger trade utilizing borrowed currency, and that too isn't a small amount. He commanded 100 million ounces of silver, or 30 to 35% of the world's silver supply. What occurred after that? The market became cornered. Leverage became excessive. And this is where the seeds of this silver collapse were laid. Okay, January 17th, 1980. Silver made its top, and from there it initiated collapsing. By March 26th, it reached merely $21 an ounce. And then the genuine game commenced. March 27th, 1980, Silver Thursday. Crush. Stock exchanges transformed the principles, stopped margin trading, and permitted only cash, meaning those who were standing on leverage had to liquidate their goods forcibly. One single day, silver collapsed directly from $21 to $10, meaning a 50% crash in one day. Yes, but the crash didn't cease there. By 1982, the identical silver had collapsed back to around $5 to $6, meaning 90% wipeout from the peak. Correct. Hunt brothers' loss, $1 to $2 billion, stretched the identical silver, which was going to make people wealthy today, brought people to the streets. These are all narratives from the 1980s, and now there will be no 2011. Identical movie, new narrative, quantitative easing. Quantitative easing basically occurs when a country's central bank prints new currency to assist the economy. Before 2008, the U.S. federal balance sheet was $900 billion, which by 2014 had expanded to $4.5 trillion, meaning $3.6 trillion of new currency was introduced through quantitative easing. People again stated, the dollar is collapsing and inflation is coming. Silver will succeed back. In October-November 2008, silver had positioned its bottom at around $9 an ounce, which by 2011 had reached around $49 an ounce. People forgot that while printing more currency brought liquidity into the market, a crash always comes because of leverage. Result, silver went from $49 to $30 in the first few weeks. Then it collapsed from $35 to $26 in a few weeks. And then by 2013, silver was back at $18 to $19 an ounce. That means 70% crashes. But this time it's different. Silver is utilized in EV, AI, semiconductor, solar, etc. Now the silver will not fracture. Yes, what you state is correct. But comprehend one thing, none of these companies or any factory determines the price of silver. Neither does Apple determine it, nor does Tesla, nor does any other EV company. Price is determined in the leveraged market, and crashes occur when either leverage suddenly increases excessively much, or the principles suddenly transform. Even in 2011, iPhones were being made, solar was expanding, yet silver collapsed by 70%. Before every crash, people state, this time is different. Silver will elevate to RS5 lakh, fooled by the inflation narrative in 1980, by quantitative easing in 2011, and by EV and AI in 2026. Every time the narrative is different, but the ending is identical. Whenever the leverage is elevated, there will be an explosion in the termination. Around R5 lakh, this is considered to be the most substantial single-day collapse till date. Due to this decline, silver collapsed 36% in a day. The question isn't whether silver will elevate higher or lower. The question is, if silver collapses, will you be able to survive or not?